Real quick, I just wanted to make a video. I keep getting people emailing me, um, trying to use scripture from the King James version of the Bible, especially, to try to tell me that I'm wrong. Okay, let me show you something about scripture. People act like the Bible has not been edited by Satanists over the last 2,000 years, when it clearly has. For example, the Book of Enoch, arguably the most important book of the Bible, other than Genesis and Revelation, was removed from canon by the Catholic Church in the fourth or fifth century during the Council of Nicaea. Um, and the reason for its removal was because it told the story of the Nephilim. It told the story of the giants, and it indicates that some of them survived the flood, which they absolutely did. I keep getting people contacting me and saying there's no giants left. There can't be because they were all destroyed during the flood. Genesis 6 says, and in those days and days past, there were giants upon the earth. Days past, okay? Meaning in the future, okay? They are still among us. They use magic to hide among us. They're everywhere. There's hundreds of millions of them, okay? These things are human angel hybrids. They have magic. They hide in plain sight. I guarantee you know many of them. They pretend to be your friend, your lovers, your family, but really they're all just members of the ghost nation of Babylon. Now, let me show you something. All you people that keep contacting me and acting like scripture is, it, unable to be edited. Let me show you something. Okay, right here we have a couple pieces of scripture. Here's from Matthew 24. For false Christs and false prophets will rise and show great signs and wonders to deceive, if possible, even the elect. Okay? People act like that can not be edited. Look at the editing this. Next, the coming of the lawless one is according to the working of Satan, with all power, signs, and lying wonders. Thessalonians 2:9. Look at me editing this. Okay, and go up here, file, print. Okay, it's as easy as that. They've been doing this for thousands of years. Ever since the Bible was put down on paper, they have been editing it. It used to be there was an oral tradition that maintained scriptures, and then it started getting put down to paper. For example, in the Quran, they call Satan Iblis, and he used to be known as Azazel, the same um, fallen angel from the Book of Enoch that was the leader of the 200 fallen angels that came to Earth to fornicate with women. I know some of the stuff I talk about sounds controversial, and that's because it is controversial. However, I don't have like magic powers and stuff to make you believe what I say, because I'm not a false prophet. I'm trying to teach people the truth. I've literally, while you were all chasing money your whole lives, I was reading scripture. I was reading every single book on theology and occultism and mathematics and science that I could find, because I couldn't get through life without answering two questions. What is reality, and is God real or not? And 4 years ago I got the answers to both of those questions. And the result of that was me coming face to face with a 14-foot tall, white skinned telepathic giant that telepathically told me I am the enemy of mankind. If if you're one of his followers, his end game scenario is to nuke the planet. Okay? That's what he wants to do. He wants he doesn't care if you're a hybrid, a full-blooded human. He wants to nuke the planet. He wants everyone to suffer and worship him as God. And God's going to let it happen. God's going to leave all of those who chose him over the creator, to him. That's literally what's going to happen. Um, and this current iteration of creation is going to, they've been stockpiling, food, water, all sorts of stuff down in Antarctica. They have a military base in Antarctica, a secret base down there. In the last like 10 years, there has been literally thousands of super tankers sending supplies down there for some reason. And there's a guy that went on Google Maps and he collected like hundreds of photos of these different super tankers, um, delivering supplies to Antarctica, which there's only supposed to be like 300 people living in Antarctica total. So why would you need hundreds and thousands of super tankers worth of supplies shipped down there? It's because there's a military base there. It's most likely, Satan's headquarters, for his war against God. Um, eventually it might seem like you got a lot, um, but when everything of God is gone and the entire system no longer functions to regenerate anything, those supplies will eventually run out. I mean, even if you're immortal, I mean, it might be 1,000 years from now, 2,000 years from now, you guys will eventually run out of supplies, and you're all going to spend eternity suffering. There's a reason why they say hell on earth. Um, there's no mention of in scripture anywhere of God creating hell. I honestly think that's going to be left up to mankind and the beast, as they're going to be creating it themselves. They're going to create their own punishment, because that's the sort of thing God would do. I'm not, don't quote me on that. That's just what I think. But the purpose of this video is just to show people scripture can and has been edited. There's elements of Satanists in every single church in this world, and they are working diligently to trick you into worshiping the beast, into worshiping Satan. I just hope that those that watch my channel that keep, preaching to me, I keep getting emails from people like preaching to me, telling me, that they know better than I do. Um, have you ever had a 14-foot tall snow white skinned giant appear to you and tell you he is the enemy of mankind, and then have a bunch of crooked cops kidnap you and force you to watch a homeless black man be castrated in a hospital that you had been to dozens of times in your life, but had never seen the secret ward that they took you to? Or have you ever seen, hundreds of children being loaded into trucks, um, out in the American Southwest, um, and you know, watched people literally shapeshift in front of you? Do you get death threats on a daily basis whenever you leave your house? You don't. I do. So I'm assuming I'm right, because otherwise I wouldn't be getting all these death threats and all that other weird stuff happening to me. So if you want to preach to me, that's great. If you want to discuss scripture with me, fantastic. I would love to hear your opinions. But sending me emails telling me I'm going to be damned because I'm wrong when you have no idea what the hell you're even talking about, I'm getting real sick of that shit. So knock it the fuck off. Thank you.